Hi, I'm Isang. So I'm today going to explain question 4. For part A, I created a function called input streamers. Firstly, I created an empty list called streamers within the function to allow the input streamer name and reset the list each time the function is called to prevent data cache. Afterwards, I prompt the user 5 times to input streamer's name and append bracket bracket to add the names into the last position of the list by using for loop starting from position 1 to 5. This function will then return the streamer's name list. Moving on to part B, I created a function called input timing with streamer inside the parameter. This function will take in streamer's name list as parameter, similar to part A above input streamers. I created an empty list called timings and prompt the user for float input 5 times using for loops. For this function, I started at position 0 to 4 because streamer name list start at position 0. I use append function again, and this function will return the timing list. Moving on to part C, I created a function called print result. I use for loop for position 0 to 5 to print the streamer name and timing. I use minimum function outside the loop to find the fastest timing in the list. For both print result and print to result, they will take in streamers and timings as list as parameter. Moving on to part D here, I created a function called print result 2. I use an empty dictionary and for loop to add the names inside the list and keys timings as value inside the dictionary 5 times. I then use sorter function and lambda function to sort the timing and in ascending order without modifying any streamer timing except their position in the dictionary. Since the sorter function will make the output into the list, I use dictionary function to convert it back to a dictionary and for loop printed the keys and values, which is the streamer's names and timings. I use minimum function again to find the fastest timing. Moving on to the last part, I created a main function. So I printed the menu first and coded an integer input to prompt the user to enter their choice based on the menu. I use while loop so that the loop can run infinitely as long as the choice is not 5. The function will run accordingly inside the while loop accordingly to the choice the user entered based on the menu. After the function is called and run successfully, the user will be prompted the integer input again for the choices, which will make the while loop run infinitely. The program lastly ends with a end of program display. Thank you.